Welcome back to History of Simple Things. Today's topic comes from one of our viewers, Bernard Brennan. Thanks for the suggestion. You asked, how are trailer hitches sized for pickup trucks and camper trailers? If you've ever seen a pickup effortlessly towing a camper down the highway, you've probably noticed that not every truck uses the same hitch. Some look nearly identical, yet they're built to handle completely different trailers and weight limits. Behind that simple steel connection is a carefully engineered system of measurements, ratings, and safety standards that most drivers never think about. So, how do manufacturers decide what size trailer hitch a truck should use? Stick around as we uncover how trailer hitches are sized. Right here on History of Simple Things. Towing has existed for as long as people have needed to move heavy loads. Long before pickup trucks, horses pulled wagons using wooden beams and metal couplings that were often built by local blacksmiths. When automobiles became powerful enough to pull trailers in the early 20th century, many owners simply adapted those older ideas. There were few universal standards, and homemade towing equipment was common. As camping, farming, and commercial hauling became more popular after World War II, trailers also became heavier and more specialized. Unfortunately, many towing failures could be traced to poorly matched or underbuilt hitches. Manufacturers and safety organizations eventually recognized that towing equipment needed consistent measurements and tested weight ratings rather than relying on guesswork or appearance alone. Even today, many people assume that trailer hitch sizing is determined by a single measurement, but the reality is much more involved. Every towing setup is a combination of several parts working together. The pickup truck has a maximum towing capacity based on its various specifications. The trailer has its own loaded weight, while a portion of that weight presses downward on the hitch itself, creating what is known as tongue weight. The receiver hitch mounted to the truck is also tested for specific weight limits, and the ball mount, hitch ball, safety chains, and coupler all have ratings of their own. The entire system is only as strong as its weakest component. That is why manufacturers publish detailed towing specifications instead of recommending hitches based only on vehicle size or engine power. Once standardized testing became common, manufacturers organized receiver hitches into different classes to make selecting the proper equipment much easier. In North America, receiver hitches are generally classified from Class 1 through Class 5, with each class designed for progressively heavier trailers and greater tongue weights. Along with these classes came standardized receiver openings. Smaller passenger vehicles often use a 1¼ inch receiver, while the vast majority of modern pickup trucks are equipped with a 2-inch receiver. Heavy-duty pickups may instead use 2½ inch or even 3-inch receivers. The larger openings allow stronger hitch accessories made from thicker steel to handle increased towing forces. However, the receiver size alone never determines towing capacity. The hitch ball is another part of the system that follows carefully standardized dimensions. Instead of producing countless sizes, manufacturers agreed on a handful of common diameters, so trailers and tow vehicles could be matched consistently. The most widely used hitch balls measure 1 7/8 inches, 2 inches, and 2 5/16 inches in diameter. Smaller utility trailers often use the smallest size, while many boat trailers, cargo trailers, and medium-sized campers rely on the 2-inch version. Larger travel trailers and heavier campers frequently require a 2 5/16 inch ball because its larger contact area provides greater strength under heavy loads. Every trailer coupler is designed to fit one specific ball size, and using the wrong combination can create excessive movement or even allow the trailer to disconnect. As recreational vehicles became larger over the decades, engineers faced another challenge that simple hitch sizing could not solve. Heavy camper trailers place significant downward force on the rear of the truck, which can reduce the weight carried by the front axle. Less weight on the steering wheels can affect handling, braking, and stability, especially during emergency maneuvers. To address this problem, engineers developed weight distribution hitches that use long spring bars to spread some of the tongue weight more evenly across both the truck and the trailer. Many towing setups also include sway control systems that help reduce side-to-side trailer movement caused by crosswinds, uneven pavement, or passing trucks. Modern pickup trucks make towing appear easier than ever, but selecting the correct hitch still requires careful attention to specifications rather than assumptions. Owners must compare the trailer's fully loaded weight, tongue weight, hitch class, receiver opening, ball diameter, and every published weight rating before connecting the trailer. They also need to consider payload capacity because passengers, cargo, and hitch weight all count against the truck's maximum load. Exceeding any one of these limits can overstress components, increase stopping distances, reduce steering control, or accelerate wear on the suspension and tires. That is why experienced towers pay close attention not only to the hitch itself but also to trailer loading, tire pressures, brake controllers, and axle ratings. The answer isn't based on the size of the truck alone or simply choosing the biggest hitch available. Instead, manufacturers rely on standardized receiver dimensions, hitch classes, ball sizes, and carefully tested weight ratings that ensure every component works together as a complete towing system. Those standards were developed over decades of engineering improvements and real-world experience, helping reduce failures while making towing safer for millions of drivers. The next time you see a pickup pulling a camper down the highway, you'll know that the small piece of steel connecting them represents far more than a simple attachment. It's the product of thoughtful engineering, standardized measurements, and careful testing. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.